Hey, Noble Yogis, Dolly here. I'm in beautiful Mexico. You might even hear some of the natural sounds of this beautiful surrounding. And I thought it might be nice to guide you through just a short little Relove class, really gentle, slow flow, bit of somatics and breath work to help you drop into the body and have just a sweet little moment for yourself. So we'll open the heart and we'll just take some time here together today. What you need is a bolster, but you can also use a pillow. And some blocks is nice. But you could also use books or a couple things that are steady and stable for you to land your hands on if you need it as we move through the practice. And I have sensitive knees, so if you're like me, then also a blanket or something underneath your knees, just ready for you, can feel really good too. And you'll come into a shape on your back. So laying, and I'm gonna lay with nothing underneath me for now, and instead just have my feet as wide as my mat, knees knocking in, and you'll place your hands maybe somewhere on your body and take a few rounds of breath right here like that. You'll start to really tune in to the quality of your breath. And just notice how you're breathing. Notice if it's edgy on the inhale or a bit rushed on the exhale. I really find that the breath is a great indicator for how we might be feeling in a day, or can just reveal how we're landing in the body. But at the moment you start to tune in, it starts to shift and change and becomes more conscious. And so with that said, let's take a few rounds of intentional breathing. Deep inhale through your nose. And out through your mouth. And do that twice more. This really big, full, deep breath in. And full sigh. One more, any size. And then take a softer, slower, but still a full breath in through your nose. And when you fill up at the top, just a whisper of a sigh, so slow through your mouth. Do that at least one more time, this really slow, full, deep breath in. And whisper of a sigh, breath out. And you'll keep with that as many times as you need until eventually your breath starts to slow right down and you find a rhythm of breath that feels really nurturing to you. I'll just be here for a few more rounds. I've been finding lately that I feel a little closed off to the world. A little edgy, a little rigid. And so there's something really important, I think, when we step into practices that help us to soften. And always first we start with self. Because if I'm armored up against my surroundings, people, places, and things, then maybe I'm also out of touch with myself. So how can we open the heart? And how could we tap in to a deeper relationship with self and something more caring, something more loving, so we can shift our state and shift our perspective as we move through the world and move through different relationships in our lives. Just 2 more breaths here. Getting closer and dropping into you, softening into you. Good. So depending on how your legs are, just take 1 more breath here. If you don't already have your hands to your body, bring them so. Maybe you stack your hands on top of your heart. And walk your feet in a little closer as you bend your knees and just be here in honor of you. Open your practice. We'll take 1 more full breath in. And full breath out. Have a wonderful practice. Softly open your eyes and allow your arms to come alongside your body. Your knees are bent and your feet are about hip width apart and planted. And just be really gentle with your hands on either side of you and allow both your palms and the soles of your feet to sink into the earth. And then we'll just rock the pelvis first. So as you allow your tailbone to sink down into the ground, take a breath in, and your belly's gonna pop a little bit up to the sky. And as you breathe out, lengthen your tailbone. It's like you're smooshing or pressing or anchoring your low back into the ground. And you'll just keep going like this. A breath in, tailbone down like it's dripping into the ground, your low back lifting. And then a breath out. Tailbone long, low back pressing down. 1 more like that. Breath in. And breath out. Good. And then we'll add on as you inhale, tailbone drips, your low back lifts. And then as you exhale, tailbone lengthens and maybe even your pelvis pops up off the ground. Breathe in, land your pelvis, and tailbone drips down. Breathe out, lengthen your tailbone, and lift your hips up off the ground. Okay, 3 more. We'll go with the breath. You guide yourself, inhaling and exhaling. Final 1, breath in. Final 1, breath out. Just stay lifted more a moment. And as you take a moment with your pelvis lifted, 1 full breath in here. 1 full breath out. Good. Inhale. Lower all the way down. Exhale. Good. And then reach your arms up, take a full breath in, draw your knees to your chest, wrap your arms around your shins. You might even lift your head, give yourself a little hug and a squeeze. Deep breath in, deep breath out, rocking side to side, forward and back. And eventually meeting in a tabletop for a cat and cow. Like I mentioned, if you have sensitive knees, I really love a blanket open across the mat and then blocks up at the top so they're handy for support when you need them, and we won't use the bolster really until the end. And then find tabletop and just a few rounds of breath here, and it's almost just like you did when you were on your back. Breathing in, your tailbone in this case reaches up to the sky, chest forward, chin up. Exhale, round your spine, tailbone down, and you curl. Chin to chest. And you'll keep going like that and just take a few rounds, and really this could be something so linear like a traditional cat and cow, or you might even take some barrel rolls, circle your hips all the way around, these figure 8 shapes with your body, and just keep moving 3 or so more rounds. Good. Last breath in. And last breath out. We'll meet in a child's pose. So as you sink your hips back towards your heels and have your arms long ahead of you, just melt your forehead to the ground and belly relaxing between your thighs, knees apart. And as you lean into the earth here, as you allow your whole body to become heavy, held by the ground beneath you, maybe there's just a little something you can surrender, some sharpness around the way you're existing right now that you can let go and leave with the earth. Take one more breath in here and breath out. Good. Shift forward. Inhale to a tabletop, and then just round your spine here on the breath out. And then look forward as you inhale and step your right foot back and long and tuck your toes underneath you as you exhale. And it's almost like you're pressing through your heel, press so far back that you feel the whole back line of your right leg get long, nice little calf stretch. Take one more inhale here. And one more exhale. Good. And then this will be your in-breath. As you breathe out, lift your right leg, long still behind you, but up off the ground. And then as you breathe in, tap your toes down. Keep pressing into your hands. Exhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Inhale, tap your toes down. One more time. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Now stay lifted, bend your knee and stack your right hip open. Take a full breath in here. You might even come onto your right fingertips, full breath out as you just hug your right heel into your right bum. One more inhale. You might even lift your chest forward and then step your right foot forward for a low lunge inside of your right hand. Exhale. Pat up your back knee even more if you need. I like back toes untucked. You'll choose. Rise up, low lunge, reach your arms overhead. Take a couple rounds of breath right here. Deep inhale as you soften into the bend of your front knee, and there's almost like this real collapse through your pelvis so that everything kind of moves down towards the earth as you reach up through your hands. Full breath in. Cactus, breathe out. Chest high, inhale, arms up. And then exhale, cactus. You might even rock back off the hinge of your knee as you reach up. And then exhale, cactus, and hinge even more into your front knee. Good, twice more. Breath in. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Stay right here as your chest lifts, your arms tip back, you look up, chin up, breath in. Soft through your hands, soft through your breath out. Good. Reach straight up, inhale, and then hands to the ground as you exhale. Frame your front foot, step forward to a halfway lift as you breathe in. Soft bend to your knees, bow down, breathe out. Nice time for your blocks even. As you halfway lift, lengthen your spine forward again, breathe in. And then fold down as you exhale. One more like that, like a wave. Breath in. Fold, breath out. Hang heavy here. Might be nice, forearms on blocks, or even just grab opposite elbows and bend your knees as much as you want, or you like, or you need. Almost like this shelf you're creating with your thighs for your belly, so that as your belly rests, your spine can relax, especially through your low back. And then again, this opportunity. Where has the tension gathered? The body holds so much. Oftentimes we start to cut ourselves off from really tuning in and getting connected with self, and it becomes so heavy and so hard to exist. So just another moment here, another round of breath. Turn something over to make space for you to drop in. One more inhale. One more exhale. If not already, hands to the earth. Take another full halfway lift, lengthen, breath in. Big sigh out your mouth this time as you bow in. And then if you have anything going on with your low back, you might just hinge up, but otherwise bend your knees as you breathe in. Let your arms be heavy, and like a rag doll, could you start to roll up? One vertebra at a time, stacking as you rebuild and piece yourself back together. Head and shoulders come up last. Roll your shoulders back and take a breath in here. Just pause for a moment, deep breath out. And then reach your arms overhead, interlace your fingers, and put your right thumb on top as you make a fist with both of your hands. And as you do this, could you actually press down through the heels of your feet, toes too, and reach even taller, even stronger up towards the sky. And as you do, you feel all your breath actually expanding you from side to side through your rib cage, through your waist. Take one more full breath in, stretch as high up as you can. And then as you exhale, go to the right, these big torso circles. You can bend your knees too as you come through center and fold down, but then up through the left side as you breathe in, back reaching up again, maybe a little arc back, and then again another couple rounds down through the right, center. Keep going and just be heavy through your face, even relax your jaw, keep breathing. One more round all the way around. Next time you reach the top, take a deep breath in and hands to heart center as you breathe out. And then reach up again. Inhale and fold all the way down as you exhale. When you arrive, lengthen your spine, breath in. Bow, breathe out. This time, lengthen on your inhale and step your right foot back and put your knee on the ground as you exhale. Keep your hands down, and I'm gonna pull in blocks because I just really prefer this. So you're in a low lunge with your hands on the ground, and you'll stretch up through your chest. Take a full breath in, and then slide your hips back, half splits as you breathe out. And do that just a couple more times. Each time you inhale, bend your knees and your chest lifts. And then slide back as you breathe out. Half splits, your whole front leg goes long as you bow towards your shin. One more time here, breathe in. One more time here, shift back, breathe out, bow down. Good. And then re-bend your front knee. Keep your right hand on the ground or on a block. And then your left arm is going to lift. And then just be here, maybe catch the back of your head, take a full breath in and a full breath out. Good. 2 more breaths here. Good. Reach your left arm straight up. Inhale. Circle all the way around with your left arm, left shoulder as you exhale in one direction. Do that one more time, all the way in the opposite direction. Reach up and open one more inhale, and then land your left hand down as you exhale. Step your left foot back behind you, kneeling all the way to your belly. And if you are a pregnant goddess at home, then cat and cow is a nice modification instead of coming onto your belly. And then just 3 rounds of cobra. Lift your heart, breathe in any size. Melt back down as you breathe out. Twice more, peel yourself up off the ground, inhale. Melt back down as you exhale. One more time, breath in. One more time, breath out. And then child's pose or down dog, you get to choose. You'll be here for just about 3 breaths. So whatever you need before we start the second side. I always find in these quieter moments that it's my mind that can get the best of me. And sometimes the inner dialogue, the inner script is so self-deprecating. It's hard to not get almost defensive even against self. Body full of tension. Hard to soften to the world if we don't even know how to soften for self. So take one more breath in here. Gather all the tension and let it go through your mouth, making space for you. If you're in down dog, land to a child's pose. Take a deep breath in and one more breath out here. Good. Together we shift to a tabletop as you inhale. Round your spine again now here as you exhale. This time as you look forward, your left leg goes back, toes tucked on the ground, and press through your heel as you breathe out. Just a moment here, a nice little calf stretch. Long through the back of your left leg, breath in and breath out. And then from here, this is your inhale breath. You might even pull your ribs in just a little as you exhale. Lift your left leg, still long but up off the ground. And then breathe in, tap your toes down. Breathe out, lift your left leg. One more time, tap your toes down. Exhale, lift your left leg. Inhale, bend your left knee now. Stack your left hip on top of your right. You might even come onto your left fingertips. Take one more full breath in here as you gently squeeze your left heel into your bum. And then as you breathe out, step your left foot forward into a low lunge. Set it up, pat up your back knee if it's not already, and then rise, arms to the sky. All this hair in my face. Okay. As you reach your arms up, take a full breath in and just settle in as you breathe out. You might even soften right into the hinge of your front knee, and it's like your back leg is just being pulled along for the ride as you allow your whole pelvis to kind of sink down towards the ground. And then with your arms still up, take another inhale here. And then cactus, breathe out. And each time you reach up, you might ease off the hinge of your front knee, inhale, and then cactus and bend deeper, chest stays lifted as you exhale. Good. 3 more. final one. Inhale. Exhale, hold right here. Deep into the bend of your front knee, heart lifting. Even your elbows are coming forward, but your hands are tipping back. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Good. Reach straight up. Inhale. And then hands to the ground as you exhale. Step forward to a half lift. Breathe in. Bow to your shins. Breathe out. Keep going like a wave. Breath in. And breathe out. Fold. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Hang heavy. Whatever you like. Again, sometimes it's nice to have blocks underneath the arms. Knees bent as much as you want or need. And allowing the heaviness of the body to be something sweet, like a welcomed experience. The weight of our existence sometimes really does feel quite intense. Life is quite intense, and so these moments of softening are so important. And we surrender anything that's making us feel really rigid and sharp on the inside. One more breath in here. More space for you. One more breath out. Good. Arms long to the ground if not already there. Again, hinging up if that feels nicer for your body. Otherwise, bending your knees on the inhale. And then heavy with your arms, your head. Come up last as you roll up like a rag doll on the exhale. It's like you're unfurling, uncoiling. When you reach the top, take just a moment here, breath in. Shoulders roll back, breath out. And then reach your arms up overhead again, and you'll interlace your fingers. This time put your left thumb on top, and you're still making a fist with your hands. And then you're pulling yourself up longer, taller. It's like a morning stretch almost, which can feel so good in some ways, but also making space is so hard. And so allow the experience, whatever it is for you, as you press down through your feet. Could you get even longer? And then breathe wide into your rib cage. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Good. Stay for the breath in. And then a big circle all the way to the left as you breathe out, down and forward. And you're so heavy as you come back up the right side, and keep going like that as you reach up, breathe in. You might even bend your knees as you go along for the ride. Breathe out, center. One more round all the way. Next time you reach the top, stay as you inhale, and then pull your hands through to your heart center as you exhale. And then reach up again, breath in, and fold all the way down as you breathe out. Lengthen just one time, breath in, and a big sigh and a big bow. Good. This time, breathe in, lengthen your spine, and step your left foot back, knee down as you breathe out. Grab your blocks if you like them. I like them. And then a really nice, deep, low lunge. Hands stay on the ground, but your chest still lifts. Breathe in. And then release that into a half split. Slide your hips back, your front leg lengthens as you breathe out and bow in. Good. Twice more, like a little flow. Breath in. And breath out. and breath in. And breath out. I hope we only did 3 on the other side. If we didn't, you just keep going. Otherwise, come into a simple, open, low lunge twist. Something nice about being imperfect when you're recording a class is that even I have to soften to the moment. We lower expectations. We have so many that we put on ourselves, and really, aren't we just trying to land, just trying to be and be okay with whatever that is? So take the time when you eventually get here into your twist, maybe hand behind your head. Left hand stays on the ground, but right hand comes behind you as you open your chest, and just breathe and lean back. Deep inhale and deep exhale. Good. Reach your right arm straight up again. Big circle in one direction with your right arm, whole right shoulder moving. And take another breath and go the opposite way, all the way around, big circle. Reach up, breath in. Land your right hand down as you breathe out. Step your right foot back, right knee back as you inhale, and go all the way to your belly as you exhale. And then 3 rounds of cobra as you lift your heart, breath in, and melt as you breathe out. And twice more. Breathe in, peeling yourself up off the ground, and melting back down, exhale. Last one here, breathe in, and breathe out, melt. Time for one more child's pose or down dog as we transition into just bringing it into some rest. We'll do just a couple more shapes. 3 breaths in a down dog or a child's pose first. Allowing yourself to really settle here. Letting go of expectation. Letting go of judgment. We place so much of that on ourselves that we project it onto the world around us, and our whole experience of our lives and the relationship we have with self suffers. And so just softening where we can, and being open to what is. One more inhale here. One more exhale. If you're in a down dog, just land your knees, meet in a child's pose, and then roll up heavy into a seat. Great. So we'll pull in the bolster now, and we'll just do a couple more things. We'll stay with opening through the whole torso, kind of hips up. And so you have a couple of options. I'm going to go with a bolster along my spinal column, but you could also just place it right underneath your pelvis. And sometimes that feels nicer if it's widthwise. But for today, for me at least, what I'll show you is bolster long. And I'm actually going to take my blanket and I'm going to fold it up. And then it'll be also something that I use sort of right underneath the low back here. We'll try that first. And so what I mean by that is as you come to lay, the bolster is almost kind of right up against your sacrum. And I'm sitting on my blanket here just because I want to bring the earth a little closer so that I'm not so extended through my lumbar spine. I'm not fully into this arc, this big curve, because it doesn't feel so nice for me after a long period of time. And so a blanket can really help with that. The bolster will come right up against the sacrum. Blanket or no blanket will be underneath the bum as your sitting bones kind of melt towards the ground. And the rest of the bolster is up along my spine. And I like to have my arms out and feet wide and knees knocked in. But you could also have your legs long. But I find feet wide, knees knocked in can be just such a sweet feeling in my low back while I'm focused on opening up through the rest of my body. So we'll just take a few rounds here. And as you settle in for about 6 to 8 breaths, you might do this little mini body scan from head to toe to just see where tension is creeping back in or has sort of gathered, interrupting your ability to actually soften into your body and soften into yourself. So for these last few rounds, you might even take another deep inhale and a big sigh as you exhale. I find that sometimes sighing, it just kind of forces the issue, forces the space. Easier for me to grab onto it. Take one more round of breath here. And one more round of breath out. If your legs are long or your knees are knocked in, just plant your feet and widen your knees apart and then take your time. And for me, rolling to one side is a lot sweeter than trying to come forward and up. And so no rush, we'll just roll to one side. You could even take a beat there, take a breath. And then pushing up just to reorganize your props out of the way. And then you'll come to lay on your back again. You won't really need too much. We'll just do last couple little things. So you're getting into the heart, and we made space even down through the hips, specifically the hip flexors. And so let's keep with that one final shape on each side. Cross your right ankle over top of your left knee like a figure 4, but rather than drawing your legs in, just tip your figure 4 over to the left. And then you'll grab your right ankle with your left hand, and there is a little bit of a tug of war happening as you're trying to pull your ankle and your hand away from each other, but don't let go. Reach your right arm up along your right ear. And then you'll feel, especially with the tug of war happening between your hand and your ankle. That'll really accentuate the feeling in your outer right hip through your hip flexor, your TFL, and maybe even through your right glute. And then breathe into your right side body, keeping your chest, your whole torso nice and long and open. Good, just a couple more breaths. You might loosen the grip now for these last couple rounds of your hand around your ankle and just be here, efforting less and softening more, reveling in the space you've made. Good. Take your time and just lift your figure 4 back up through center. Uncross your right ankle, maybe draw your knee to your chest, can feel nice. Then simply switch sides. So right foot taps down, knee stays bent. And then you'll cross your left ankle this time. And then from here, same thing, keeping your figure 4 that you've just created with your legs, you'll just tip it to the right. It's the sole of your left foot that taps down and your left knee stays pointing up or popping up to the sky. And grab your left ankle now with your right hand. And once again, that sort of tug of war experience between your ankle and your hand, just for the first few rounds to really get into your left hip. And reach your left arm across your ear and keep your whole left side body long. Deep breaths. So funny, and I don't actually know what the microphone is going to record, but I can always tell when I've done some kind of a practice because there's so many different sounds happening around me here, and I'll explain them to you while we're just taking a few more rounds of breath in this posture. But there's roosters going off, there's some kind of landscaping or lawn mower, there's sprinklers, there's birds chirping, there's ocean, there's Mexican music. It's so beautiful, so layered. And my body's so soft right now. If this were any other moment, it might be really hard to drop in, but it's amazing what just a little bit of practice can do. Soften your grip from your right hand around your left ankle and just take a few rounds of breath. And whatever is happening in your surroundings, could you be really soft here? Allowing what is to just be, and the focus to be your breath instead. Good. And then you'll take your time and coming back through center with your figure 4 legs. Unhook your left ankle, maybe pull your knee into your chest for a moment. A breath in, a breath out. Maybe both knees in, or happy baby, or something else. Just something symmetrical, something final. You could even rock out your low back, massaging it into the ground. And then if there's anything you'd like or want for Shavasana, you can invite it in. Otherwise, just coming to lay flat and land into some stillness, into some rest. Any way that feels most comfortable to you. And maybe get a little less organized about it, less particular. And instead, there's like this newfound openness towards whatever the experience is as it is. The inner dialogue maybe a little kinder, a little more caring. And your breath a little less edgy, a little more fulfilling. I'm going to leave you here, and you take as much time for rest as you would like. But ultimately, let go of even conscious breath, and I really encourage you to at least stay for a couple minutes. Together, one closing breath, deep inhale. Deep exhale. I love you very much.